Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. The graphs of y equals to x square and y equals to mx 91 are shown in the xy plane above, where m is the slope of the line. If the graph of y equals to mx negative 1 is tangent to the graph of y equals to x square, what is the value of m? Okay, here the graph of y equals to x square, that is a parabola, and the line y equals to mx 91 intersects at only one point. Okay, here if I want to get the point of intersection, that is x coordinate and y coordinate of the point of intersection over here, I have to solve the system of equations y equals to x square and y equals to mx 91. Okay, now let me solve this system. For that we have to write y equals to y. For the y on the left side, we can consider the stuff in the first equation over here, that is y equals to x square. We have x square for y, so we can plug in this x square for the y on the left side over here. And for the y on the right side over here, we can consider the stuff in the second equation over here. We have mx 91 for y. We can plug in this mx 91 for y on the right side over here. Let me write it. Okay, now let's subtract mx from both sides, and also let me add 1 to both sides. Let me do it. Then this negative 1 positive 1 will cancel. This positive mx negative mx will cancel. I'm getting x square negative mx positive 1 equals to 0. Okay, here we have a quadratic equation in standard form. So that is ax square positive bx positive c equals to 0. Since the parabola and line intersect at only one point, then the system of two equations will have only one solution. Here I got this quadratic equation by solving the given system. So this quadratic equation will have only one solution. Okay, let's consider the quadratic equation in standard form. If a quadratic equation has only one solution, then the value of the discriminant b square negative 4ac must be equal to 0. Since this quadratic equation has only one solution, the value of this discriminant b square negative 4ac for this quadratic equation also will be 0. Okay, here let me write that stuff over here, that is b square negative 4ac equals to 0. Here the b is the coefficient of x. In our quadratic equation, the coefficient of x is negative m. We can plug in this negative m for b over here, then we get negative m the whole square, negative 4 times a is the coefficient of x square. In this quadratic equation, the coefficient of x square is just 1. We can plug in 1 for a, and c is the constant term. Here the constant term is positive 1. We can plug in 1 for this c over here equals to 0. Okay, here negative m the whole square. Whenever I square a negative value, the negative will become positive, and we can take this exponent 2 for this m alone. Then we get m square. Negative 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 1 is 4 equals to 0. Okay, now let me add 4 to both sides of this equation. This negative 4, positive 4 will cancel out. M square equals to positive 4. Okay, now to solve for m, I have to get rid of this exponent 2. For that, we have to take square root on both sides of this equation. Then the square root and square will cancel out. I'm getting m on the left side. When we take square root on both sides of an equation, for this square root, we have to consider positive or negative sign. Then we get positive or negative. The value of square root of 4 is 2. We get two values for m. One is m equals to positive 2, and the other one is m equals to negative 2. Here, this m represents the slope of the line we have over here, and it is a rising line. Since it's a rising line, the slope of this line must be positive. So the value of m must be positive. So we can reject the negative value of m. So let's consider the positive value of m. Therefore, the value of m is a positive 2.